Well, at the time in the end of the 90s, it was not a digital world. And Cellavision was doing digital images, and people really didn't believe in those because we were doing microscopy images, and people did not believe that they were the same as in the manual microscope. So that was the biggest challenge for us at the time, and the internet was not evaluated really. It was not there. It was there, but not really there. So that was the challenge.
Is it easier now?
Sure.
It was in the beginning. We had the Volvo cars, the global marketing side for Volvo cars. We were running all of Volvo except North American markets outside of this wooden shed. And the whole internet access was 2 megabits, and the cord was going through the air on a steel wire. And we had to stop a lorry trying to back up because they would have cut the whole Volvo site. And then the first downtime we had was when, and she will never forgive me for saying this out loud, but when my sister was hired to clean the office, and she went into the server room and saw that there was no sockets. So she pulled one to put in the vacuum cleaner. That was hard to explain for Volvo.
I can imagine that. And what are your happiest memories of this time?
Well, the happiest memories was that in those days there was this incredible energy that we thought that anything was possible. We had the development of GSM and Bluetooth and all of these other great technologies that was the world standard. We in Lund developed also the modern broadband networks, and we helped IKEA to build the biggest e-commerce site in Europe. So anything was possible. So that's something that I lack a little bit today, that people don't dream big enough.
We are thankful that you dream so big that it doesn't...
If we take Bluetooth, I think the most important was my boss those days in '93, Nils Rydbeck. He showed 2 researchers, Sven Mattisson and Jaap Hartsen, a small AAA battery, a sugar cube, a $5 bill, and he said, make a wireless connection on 2.4 gigahertz that we can use in a mobile phone. I mean, that was how the research started, that '98 was launched as Bluetooth, and I think we should all remember that. How many of you have seen these 200 pages of specifications when you start a new project? Hands up! Please make it a tweet instead nowadays, and really show the vision and what you are doing. Then when you have the vision ready, then of course we had people, I thought, Tord Wingren here, I think you wrote the first Bluetooth spec, but the most important is your vision. What do you want to do? Then in '98, I was in Tokyo presenting Bluetooth for the Bluetooth standardization organ there for 200 journalists. And I remember I told these journalists that all cars, all computers, all cell phones, all beamers for this type of projectors should have Bluetooth and all headsets. And I remember I had 200 Japanese journalists who told me I'm crazy, I'm stupid, it will never work, you are totally wrong. And now it's there everywhere. The only thing we missed is these beamers for PowerPoint projectors. They still not work. I'm sorry. We didn't make the 100% correct.
And what are your happiest memories of this time?
I mean, the happiest was that nothing was impossible. These were the days, if we take the in 94, 95, 96, 98, I was head of product development for Ericsson mobile phones. We doubled the volume every year. Every second year we halved the volume of a cell phone. Every second year we halved the cost of a mobile phone. And we halved the current consumption every year. And we just did it. It was like the bumblebee, you know, it can't fly, but it flies. I mean, looking hindsight, it was amazing that a bunch of young engineers in Lund could do.
Well, I came from big companies like Tetra Pak and AstraZeneca, or AstraZeneca at that time. And to me, I think that I was very much helped by Ideon as a concept. Because going out from big companies, sitting 3 or 4 people in a room, And it's a difference, because normally, where do I buy tickets to the travel? Where do I get the office stationery and stuff like that? And, you know, you just sit there. And now I think those, research village or whatever you call it, because they give you a sort of a structure. You can get help with things. There is a restaurant. You can rent or borrow or conference rooms when you have guests. I mean, you can sort of work like you were a bigger company, although just a few ones. I think that's very important. At least it was very important for us in the beginning that we were just, you know, a couple of people in a couple of rooms. But when people came to visit us, we could, you know,
get some help.
Be somewhat bigger. I think that's very important, and that would have been a problem if Ideon hadn't been here.